That's kind of a cupcake, though. Debra and I go way back. We both come out of the era of opposition to the war in Vietnam, and as you see, we're both at it still. And so with that, I'm going to turn it over to Debra Sweet from World Can't Wait.
Thanks, Clark. For those of you who don't know Clark, as well as some of us do, Clark organized the first mass protest at the Pentagon against the Vietnam War in 1965 with a young organization called Students for Democratic Society.
Bravo.
He was the first national secretary. So we do go way back, but tonight we're going way forward. This is a very, very special evening, and World Can't Wait, Revolution Books, we really thank you for coming out. Ethan McCord is here in town he was here 6 months ago, and a lot has changed since the 6 months have passed. But one thing hasn't, and that is his steadfastness at opposing what the U.S. did in Iraq. If anything, I would feel that Ethan has been out there harder and harder against the war since in the year that Wikileaks has helped make public what happened in Iraq. So World Can't Wait. For those of you who don't know us, you've probably been asked at least 20 times, if you do know us, do you have a copy of that film, Collateral Murder? How many people have seen that film? Okay, for those of you who haven't, we're not going to show it tonight, but you can get a copy at the World Can't Wait table in the back. Because WikiLeaks put it out free to the world, we give it away. We really encourage people to show this film in classes and everywhere else. Of course, we take donations so that we can continue to give more copies of the DVD away. But this is the film in which an astute observer can see what was being shot from an Apache helicopter in 2007 over the city of Baghdad. And we can see 12 Iraqi civilians killed in just horrible detail from a vantage point of 1.5 miles away. People did not know what was hitting them. But on the ground there was a unit that was tasked with coming in and sweeping up, I suppose you could say. And Ethan was part of that unit, and you know, he can tell the story of what happened, you know, with a lot of moral authority and a lot of sense of place and the importance of that moment. But I just want to say on behalf of those of us who have been fighting to stop this illegitimate, immoral, and unjust war, that the kind of actions that Ethan took that day, and even more so what he's been doing over the last year since this footage was made public, are exactly what we need more and more veterans, and especially more and more people who care about humanity to take. And so we're extremely honored that he's here today. We're also going to be joined by James Spione, who has done a film about Ethan called Incident in New Baghdad, which premieres this weekend at the Tribeca Film Festival. And to my far left is Kevin Zeese.
Far left?
Yes, physically speaking, if not politically.
Far left? I don't think it's possible.
Maybe not ideologically. You know, we can work on that. Kevin Zeese is someone we know from the Green Party, from all sorts of movements, but
From Normal.
going way back. Yeah. He is now working on the Bradley Manning Support Committee, and that's the capacity he's in tonight. So we're going to talk about, I don't know, we'll talk about WikiLeaks, the war in Iraq, the new film, Bradley Manning. I wanted to introduce just a couple of more people that are in the room because this is important. Elaine Brower is here from World Can't Wait, who has another incredibly tireless resistor against the wars and against the repression. She was one of the people arrested in front of Quantico a month ago when there was a laying down in the middle of the road to protest the abusive conditions under which Brad Manning is being held. And then way in the back of the room we have Tom and Al from the Military Resistance Project. Thank you for coming out. So I'd like to, this was billed and it will be a conversation with Ethan McCord. And we've got two of us conversing, but I'm sure everyone mainly came to hear Ethan. Ethan is on the road and relentless, and I said tireless, at exposing what's happened with the war in Iraq in particular. He served in the war in Baghdad in the year 2006 and 2007. Okay, 7 and 8. So this is all relatively fresh. He's no longer in the U.S. Army, and he has found his calling in traveling around, especially to schools, to talk about stopping the war. And we're really proud to have him as part of the We Are Not Your Soldiers tour that World Can't Wait is taking to schools around the country. So let's turn it over to Ethan, and we'll bring Kevin into the discussion. We'll talk about also what you guys want to talk about. And when James gets here, we'll see part of the new film that nobody else is going to get to see unless they come to the theater on Sunday. All right, welcome, Ethan.
Thank you. I didn't see